Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. This is the place where women who are aging beautifully come to be inspired. My guest today is Denise McAdam. Denise is a very well-known hairdresser in the UK. She's been doing her magic for 40 years now on celebrities and royal family in the UK. And she's worked with so many famous photographers and inspiring people. And she's shared with me that one of her first jobs was doing the hair of Grace Kelly. And I just am so amazed at your experience, Denise, and very thrilled to have you here with us on our show. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You know, I asked you to come on to talk because hair is a big topic for our women. And one of the things that we're all concerned about is how to take care of our hair as we get older. And
yeah, well,
give us some help.
Yeah, it's a big question. I mean, taking care of your hair is, sometimes as you get older, your hair can get a little bit thinner.
Yes.
You may notice that. And it might even be a hormonal thinness. It could be gut related. It could be diet. You know, and sometimes you may have to take a supplement, something like Viviscal, which is a superb supplement. And it encourages, boosts the blood supply. Very good if you're feeling a little bit worried about hair loss or any thinning. And also the fact that grey hair and white hair is now only 2 layers. So it's thinner already. And that's where if you want to put some low lights into or highlights, you actually do boost the thickness of the hair.
So 2 as opposed to how many? 3? What is a normal head of hair?
Three layers. Yes, you go down to 2 because you lose the colour pigment. And so it is thinner. It is thinner, and it'll be maybe slightly frizzier or the cuticle slightly opened.
Yes.
But eating healthily is a big issue, and taking supplements, and I think just looking at it slightly differently, and maybe I suppose when you're younger you can just grab it in a clip and run out the door. You maybe have to make a bit more effort. It might be the fact that you're wearing a beanie cap because you're walking the dogs, but you might have to pull pieces of hair around your face now just to look a bit more attractive.
I know.
Just a bit more effort. When you put a baseball cap on before you might think about it, like putting an earring in, just something to glamorize what you're doing. We're not trying to be like our daughters because we had that time. And
we've done that. We've got
it's our time now to embrace it differently. So here is, it is important to. Yeah. Because if your hair feels great, you can pull on a scruffy tracksuit, walk the dogs, and still feel good.
Yeah, no, you are right. It really does. We identify so much of our overall personality with our hair. I know when you are laughing when you said about the hair on your face. I wear berets a lot, and now it's like it used to be lots of hair, and now it's like these little bits, and I have to kind of pull them forward.
Yeah.
But okay, so we know that healthy living and keeping the hair healthy is great. What about things like the texture of the hair? I mean, are there any products to help with that 2 to 3 strands?
Yes, I mean you can use some fine serums or some oils. Don't go oily too much because it can be a bit dehydrating. But you can use some nice serums on your hair, and tend to put them into your hand, but warm them up. Right. It's really important to warm them up because that's how they work. They need the heat. They need heat. So if you warm them in your hands, you're halfway through the battle. So that means you can put them onto hair dry. Yeah, things like that. Conditioners are vital because it's important to smooth that cuticle and keep it healthy and shiny.
So are there any products that you can like spray on? Like I know that you wear, I mean, when we talked last time, it was like hairsprays that you use and dry shampoos. I mean, are there things like that can make the hair have more volume?
Yes, dry shampoos are absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of a new KMS product, and you're going to ask me what it's called, and I can't actually.
It's okay, we'll find it.
It's actually in a goodie bag. I went to the launch of a salon here in Bowen the other night, and it was in their goodie bag. Superb
KMS,
product.
I've never heard of. Is that
KMS is part of the kind of Goldwell family, and it's big professional products. They're really top styling products. Some of the best hairdressers in the world work with KMS. They're great products.
Yeah, and I've never mentioned. I mean, do you actually have a website? I know you have an Instagram, don't you? Account because
I have Instagram, which is a bit of me and my dogs and my poodles, and it's more about bits and bobs of what you're doing. My website, I have to say, needs updating. I've got to come into this 21st century.
You've got other priorities there.
I'm not great at it. I'm typical hairdresser. When I've got you in the chair and you've got me here, I can tell you everything you want to know.
Well, that's why I'm happy we've got you here, because it's like we're all sitting in your chairs today. Like you're there and we're here. So
You're in the chair. You're in the chair.
Lots of questions. Okay, so texture, we can help with this, with the sprays and with the dry shampoos. What about length? I mean, what we've talked about short hair, medium hair. What do you think is the best?
Well, I mean, there is, I'm all for long hair as well, because there's some wonderful mature models out there with long hair. In fact, I looked at one the other day today on Instagram. And
there's lots.
Here. But what you will notice is she's not wearing it to here like this. She's wearing it to here, maybe to one side.
Yes.
So you're still getting a little bit of profile, because hair, when it's up, when it's grey and longer, is actually more attractive than hair when it's just hanging. So if you want to just keep it down, then you want to go into the length which you've got, which is fabulous, a lovely bob length. Then you can have a sharp bob, you can have a bob with layers, have it maybe graduated at the back, because a lovely profile is just as important as looking front on. So
you forget that, don't you?
Yeah, but if it's just hanging, it's not a good look. And it's also, if you see lots of ladies, and I see them myself, where they've let their hair go grey, and that's it. They've just let it go grey, and the hairstyle looks like a football. It's just that round kind of look. You want to blow dry even if you just blow dry the fringe. In fact, if you've got curly hair, just blow dry the hairline, just to give a little bit of shine to the cuticle and a bit of texture, so that it just frames the face and looks a bit more glamorous.
You're so natural with your hair, though, too, and I really like that approach. I mean, I think a lot of people try to be so manicured about their hair, and like you're like, as you say, let it be natural, let it be alive.
A person that I always think looks fabulous, and she has got longer hair, but it's layered. She wears it blonde. She probably highlights it more like myself, which is Joanna Lumley.
Yeah, she's great.
Joanna Lumley looks stunning. Now, she's got highlights, lowlights, highlights. She keeps it kind of in a bobbish shape, and she layers it through. But, she always looks fabulous. And I think she's a good example of it can be longer and fuller. And your hair is slightly longer as well. I know you've got a little bit shorter, but it looks really kind of chirpy and young and kind of.
I like this.
I think when your hair feels like that, gives you a skip in your step. Yeah. And you it's not about not feeling your age or anything, or somebody saying you look 10 years younger. It's about feeling good. Yes. About feeling good, and age is just a number.
Absolutely.
But what a wonderful number when you've got all this experience.
Well, I know that you've just reached that magical number too, so I feel good to talking about it.
I'm finally in your club. I
love it.
And me.
I love it. But Joanna Lumley's got very thick hair. I noticed that with her. Her hair is actually, or maybe like you say, she's got extensions or something in her hair. But
she might use extensions when she's working professionally, but her hair was thick because she has highlights in it.
Yeah. Have you worked with her?
I have, many years ago when I was at Michael John. She's lovely. Yeah. And now she is the biggest fan of Imodine.
Is that right?
And she's actually the person that got me start using Imodine, which must be 35, 40 years ago.
Wow. Now, Imodine, for those who don't know, it's a supplement. It's a hair supplement for hair. They do a skin product.
It started with skin, and now it's gone into the hair nails area.
Now you've made me inspired. I don't take any, I don't know what's in those vitamins, but probably B vitamins. And
if you're taking them in food, then that's great, and that's absolutely fine. But if you're not, and your diet is not as great, then it's a good idea.
Okay, so I think those are some good things to think about, but I've got one final question for you about just how to, just get on with your hair as it's changing, you're changing, is bangs, or as you call it in the States, fringe. No, it's a fringe in the UK.
Fringe in the UK.
Bangs in the United States. So
bangs is bangs. Do you know why it's called bangs?
No. Why?
Well, it's, the horse's tail.
Yes.
So when it's cut for sure, for in the Americas, especially in America, for the ranches and things like that.
Yeah.
It's cut very sharp.
Yes.
When they cut it sharp, it makes a bang noise. And that's how the fringe came. It comes from horses, actually. It actually comes from the bang of the horse when they cut the fringe of the tail of the horse. So it's very sharp haircut, very sharp look. So the horse's tail, it's very sharp and fringy. And that's kind of how it is.
So why is it fringe?
It used to be called can.
Okay.
A can. It
All
wasn't.
right.
So you've got fringe, can bangs.
All right. So any of those three options, does it make you look younger, you think?
Well, no, it depends actually. It's because someone like you who's got a fabulous forehead, show it.
Yeah.
Why not? You've got great eyebrows, lovely forehead, then show it and it looks fantastic. So it's all about your nose and your chin and the shape of your face. I always go for a fringe because even when I grow a fringe out, I cut it back in very quickly. I think because my hair is very curly that I find the fringe easier to blow dry. But if I want to wear my hair curly, my hair is better to have more one length because the curl looks nicer.
Yeah.
Whereas if my hair is curly layered, short, it looks a bit old and round. So it's better blow dried. So it's kind of working all these out together. But I'm very pro soft fringe. I like that look. And also equally, I think there's no right and wrong. It's about your face shape and your hair texture.
Well, and there's options you can do in between. Like I sometimes, this is getting a bit long now, but I sometimes will have that cut a little bit shorter. So it still comes down into the bob, but it's actually
nice.
still
it's nice to taper the sides slightly, just slightly slice them in a bit, maybe slightly choppy, no sort of actual defined strong line, just a soft line, which really looks good. And then what you can do is with yours now, you could take a tongue through it and just make a nice bend, but really work the bend, remember? So if you do that, so you took the tongue to the top, a lovely big bend, but then afterwards work it like this, work it down, and it goes into that lovely beach wave, but still looking good for your, what you're doing. So,
I think the key here, like you just said, which is if you've got a high forehead and you've got a nice forehead, then just don't wear it with a fringe. But if some people, like I get lots of comments about my crazy eyebrows because they're not very good, and say wear bangs if you want to hide your eyebrows a little bit, or you want to just detract from the eyebrows.
Fabulous. I think they look great. I love them. I think they're really nice. And I think the fact that, and it's also about, face shape as well. And you've got such a great smile, and you smile quite broadly here anyway. So if you shorten that down, it might not look just as glamorous.
Well, this is my Aryan technique with my eyebrows, trust me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we've done a really good job here talking about tips for women over 60, what to do with your hair. And I cannot thank you enough, Denise, for all of your great advice and sense of humor about this. It's not that serious, this hair thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Hi, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Our Patreon supporters help us to make a bigger difference in the lives of women over 60 all around the world. They get exclusive videos, live video shows, discounts, and much more. So please look for the link on this page. It is somewhere down here, up there. And join our tribe of women in our 60andMe community who are actually making a big difference in the world, challenging aging stereotypes. So thank you so much for your support.